It's all about creating the experience. Now, how do we get to this ultimate customer experience? You need to create the ultimate level of service, and here's how. By focusing more on relationships and less on features and benefits. I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I did a bunch of programs for Verizon Wireless. And as I was doing this, they asked me to do some research. And one of the things they asked me to do was to please go up to one of these call centers in Rochester, New York, and sit with a couple of the people for a couple of hours and see what you can learn about how our call center people work with the outside world. Now, I met with the director, and the director was a young lady, maybe 40, and she had 700 and something people working for her. This was one massive open room with a bunch of people working, sitting with a headset on in front of a computer, taking calls 8 hours a day from people like us. So I walked around, and finally I met this young lady, Michelene, 25 years old. I sat down with Michelene, I put a headset on, and I listened in on calls. I was with her for a little over an hour. For the first maybe 20 minutes or so, the calls were coming in, and they're very basic. You know, how do I program ringer ID? What's this charge on my bill? I don't get it, and on and on. Now, Michelene was very, very knowledgeable. She was very, very friendly and warm, so she did a great job. So here comes a caller, and it boom, and it populates, and it's a guy, Dave so-and-so, from Manhattan, from New York City. So she answers the phone. Thank you for calling Verizon Wireless. My name is Michelene. How may I help you? He goes, Michelene, I got to tell you something. He says, your company stinks. I'm sick and tired of you people. I can't believe I've been with you so many years and I just got off the phone. And he's going on and on. I'm going, holy bombshell. What a way to start a phone call. This man, I'm not kidding you, was swearing. He's cursing. I just came out of a store on 6th Avenue and dealt with some bleeping, stupid, bleeping sales associate. I'm going, and Michelene looks at me and she goes, you know, like this happens all the time. Sorry, you have to hear this. Like my mom, won't go in the other room while Dad swears. So she's going on and on, or he's going on. So finally she goes, sir, you're very, very upset. Please tell me what the problem is. Check this out. Subtlety. Tell me what the problem is, and I will help you. Did you get that? She owned it. 25 years old, owned it. She didn't say, tell me what the problem is, and I'll see what I can do. Tell me what the problem is, and I'll go get my manager. She said, you tell me what the problem is, and I will help you. He said, Michelene, I thought it was very simple. I just got a promotion. Because of my promotion, my company will now pay my cell bill. Here's what I want to do. I want to split my service. My wife gets a bill. I pay her bill. I get a bill. My company pays my bill. Simple, right? But no, this dope in 6th Avenue says you can't do it. Well, you can do it, but it's going to be very expensive. There's a deactivation fee and a reactivation fee and this fee and that fee. And the phone you're using is a very old phone. And ooh, that's going to be expensive because you need a new phone. He starts swearing again and pounding his fist. How can this be? She said, sir, on behalf of Verizon Wireless, I want to apologize because you've been misinformed. She said, I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe he's new. Maybe he's misunderstood. I don't. She said, but the truth is, you don't need any of these fees. There is no such thing. You don't have to deactivate, reactivate. She said, however, I'm looking at your contract. You're using a very old phone, aren't you? He said, yes, I am. She said, you need a new phone. She said, but I'll tell you what. You're up for a free upgrade in 6 months. I'm going to authorize an upgrade right now. Boom. She said, there you go. It's in a system. As soon as we get off this call, you go to any store you want. I'm pretty sure it won't be 6th Avenue. Give them your name, you're in the system, they will give you a free phone. All of a sudden, this man goes from hatred. He goes, are you really going to do this for me? She goes, it's already done. He went from vile hatred. She calmed him down. She got him to believe in her and back up to love. He loved her. Oh, you should have heard this guy. Oh, Michelene, you're fantastic. You really are. Wish you were in the store on 6th Avenue. How far away is Rochester, New York? All over her because of this. Because of this. Now, she's taken him through the whole process. It was Friday, about 10 afternoon. She says, sir, it's around noon on Friday. It takes 24 hours for the split to activate. I don't work weekends, but I'll tell you what, you've been through a lot. So I'm going to come in tomorrow. I'm coming in at noon. I'm pulling your information up on my computer. I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to call your phone. She said, please have your phone with you. As soon as you answer the phone, my computer will tell me if, in fact, the split took place. Dead silence. All of a sudden, this little voice comes over the phone. Oh, Michelene, I don't even know you. You work for Verizon Wireless? I can't ask you to come in on your day off. She goes, you're not asking me. I'm doing this. I'm asking you for a favor. Have your phone with you so I can tell if it happened. He goes, are you honest to God going to come in on a Saturday for me? She goes, I am honest to God going to come in on a Saturday for you. Whoa, this guy went crazy. I thought he was going to divorce his wife and move to Rochester. Now, I'm taking feverish notes. I tap her on the shoulder. I said, congratulate him on his promotion. Ask him what he does. She says, sir, I want to congratulate you on your promotion. Thank you very much. She said, can I ask you a question? He goes, Michelene, you can ask me anything you want. She said, what is it you do? He said, I'm the chief engineer of the Fox News building in Manhattan. You think this guy knows a few people? He knows more than a few people. Thank goodness he didn't walk out of that store, throw his phone down the heck with Verizon Wireless. I'm moving on. He would have spent the next dozen years being the worst anti-evangelist, and they would have never known about it. Do you know the reason why, when during this research, the researchers say, if you're so upset with a company, why don't you complain back? Guess what the response was? Every one of them. Exactly. Because it won't do any good. Nobody cares. But this man was so enraged, he decides he's going to give somebody what for. And he calls Michelene. Now, she turns him around. He's now the best evangelist ever. Thank God. Thank God. You know what he would have done? If he didn't call, every time he saw somebody with a cell phone, he would have said, who's your service provider? Verizon Wireless? Let me... But Michelene saved the day. Saved the day. Now, this is a true story with a happy ending, but it has one huge inherent problem, and here's what it is. And it runs rampant in companies of all sizes across every industry. I don't care if you have 50,000 or 5 employees. You can't have some people working at Michelene's level just to offset issues from this dope working at this level. You'll never grow your brand. One person in 1,000 will destroy your brand. You got to get everybody. How in the world do 750-something people work at that level? Here's how. That director, you know what she does? She brings somebody in. She goes, Michelene, I hired you because I fell in love with you. She goes, I trust you. You're brilliant. You're good. You're smart. I know you're going to make mistakes. Don't worry about it. Don't burn the building down. But you know what? You do what's best for the customer. That's all we can ask of you. She inspires and passions and empowers that other director, that manager in that store, which, by the way, he's no longer there. And by the way, I called corporate headquarters and said, I have a question. Out of all of New York, what's the #1 store with the highest customer turnover? 6th Avenue. What's the #1 store with the highest employee turnover? 6th Avenue. Because this manager brought people in and said, okay, here's your job description. Features and benefits, contract statements, policies and procedures. There you go. Michelene didn't ignore all that stuff, but she took policies and procedures and contract statements and rules and regulations, and you know what she did? She put them in a proper place beneath the relationship building process. This is the key. You figure out a way to get everybody in your organization working at that Michelene level. You will no longer be a possible choice. You'll be the only solution to everybody's problem.